Hello and welcome to the LGBT plus video series. My name is Helen Clegg, my pronouns are she, they, and I'm the Trans and Non-Binary Officer for the LGBT Staff Network Salford Proud here at the University of Salford. The LGBT Staff Network is for LGBT staff members and for allies. This video series aims to be an informal introduction to a number of LGBT plus identities, allowing allies to learn a little bit more about the ways that LGBT plus people may define themselves and also what that label might mean to them. A quick reminder that all labels are for self-identification, and it can be quite rude or hurtful to use a label for someone who doesn't identify with that label. So just make sure that you check with that person that you're speaking about or to see if that label's okay to use for them. In our last video, we discussed the word transgender and how some people might define it. Today, we're going to be discussing the word non-binary. Non-binary can be seen as a subheading under the umbrella term transgender. The gender binary is a concept that is upheld within our society. It's the idea that there are men and women, and there are no other ways to feel. This is simply not true. Gender identity is a spectrum of many different ways that somebody can identify, and the idea of non-binary genders has existed for thousands of years. For example, within some Indigenous Native American cultures, there has been a recognition and celebration of people who do not feel as though the words man or woman can describe themselves accurately. You'll remember from our last video that being assigned a certain gender at birth can often impose certain expectations onto people. Having these assigned norms and rules to follow can be very distressing for some non-binary people. This feeling of not identifying with the words man or woman is intrinsic within a person. Being non-binary is not a choice. The label of non-binary is used to give language and validation to those feelings of not being fully a boy or a girl, and not wanting to have your expressions or actions dictated by cultural gender norms. To acknowledge this, some non-binary people use gender-neutral pronouns such as they instead of he or she. For example, I saw Jay the other day. They are really enjoying their new job. The use of they here does not impose a gender on Jay, and that means that any assumptions about gender that the other person in the conversation may have is not imposed on our non-binary friend. This helps Jay to feel valid and safe in their own identity, and lets them know that you respect them and their identity. There are many different words that non-binary people use to describe themselves, but don't let that overwhelm you. The fact that non-binary people have language that helps them understand themselves more and helps them feel safe, supported and respected is amazing. For more information about Salford Proud and the University's Inclusion and Diversity team, please see the description box below. See you next time!